Welcome back to another episode of Cavlog. That is right, I am bringing back Cavlog. I did 2 episodes of it and then abandoned it for some reason. I completely forgot it was a thing. So I'm bringing it back with a bang. And today I've got a playing card review. I've also got a little item that could potentially be a way of displaying decks of cards, but it's not designed for that. It's actually, I'll start with this, because I saw this in Sainsbury's, which is a shop we have in the UK. It is a spice rack. So what I'm thinking is playing card display in 2 removable wooden trays. So I'm going to open this up, see if it works, but I think that'll be a pretty cool way of displaying cards, and hopefully displaying my own cards, which is such a weird thing to say. Oh my goodness. I want to start this video just by saying thank you so much for all the response to that announcement video and the trailer that came after it. I've received a ton of comments and a ton of messages just privately from magicians, from viewers, and yeah, it's overwhelming. Just thank you so much for the response to it. If you don't know already, I am releasing my own deck of cards on Kickstarter. Here is the back design. It is called the Dystopian Deck, and it is something I've poured so much effort into. I can't wait for it to become a reality. I hope it becomes a reality if the Kickstarter gets fully funded. So yeah, save your money for the 1st of September when I'm hoping to launch the Kickstarter. I'm still waiting to hear back from Kickstarter. They're still reviewing it just before they launch it, which is fair enough. They have to do that with everything. So yeah, all of that is just insane. I am getting really hot in here. Goodness me, it is boiling today. A lot of you guys, when I said that I was going to announce something before you knew it was a deck of cards, a lot of you guys thought that it might be a new studio, and I can say that I am hoping to get a new studio sometime later this year. It's early stages at the moment, but it seems that everyone's getting new studios at the moment. Chris Ramsey has revealed some pictures of his, and they look so good. Obviously Madison's got the Madhouse at the moment. I don't want anything that big, because I don't need anything that big. What I want is something sort of small, cozy, maybe about this size, but something fresh and new. You know, I like the sort of close feeling, you know, not having like a vast studio. It works for some people, but for me, just as a small creator, I like having the small space, because the sort of content I make, if I want to make something bigger, I can go outside. So yeah, I am looking at getting a new studio, but again, all of that is sort of very early stages, so nothing to get too excited about at the moment, and also I need to focus on the deck of cards for the time being. So obviously, as you guys know, I am trying to release my own deck of cards, the Dystopian Deck. And alongside that, just before the release, hopefully, I'm going to be making a mini documentary, sort of, about how I designed the deck of cards. Because that's a really interesting process and not something I've seen shared before. Today, though, I have a package from The Card Inn. You might have seen The Card Inn very recently on the channel. I've done a few videos for them, including some videos over on their YouTube channel, which I'll link in the description. And often when I receive packages from The Card Inn, they send me them to review on camera, so I basically get the cards for free. But this package I bought with my own money, so I know exactly what's inside it. There's no surprises this time. So yeah, let's just dive right in, take the cards out, and I'll probably do a separate review video for the things that are in here. Or should I say review videos? There's more than one deck. There's more than 2 decks. There are 3 decks. I'm just proving I can count at this point. Let's see what is inside. As ever, oh wow, as ever, you have the unboxing experience. That happens with every order, not just the ones they send me. You get this every time. It's from James at the Card Inn. Cheers, Cavan. Excited for your announcements. Yeah, they actually knew in advance. I told the Card Inn, because I was like, if the deck happens, the deck has to be stocked in the Card Inn, right? Imagine unboxing the Dystopian Deck with the unboxing experience. That would be fantastic. So let's take a look inside, because this right here is the Star Wars Playing Cards V2. The white and the black, the silver Star Wars playing cards, version 2. Wow, or should I say version 3 and 4, because there are actually obviously the 2 others. Yeah, people seem to really love these decks, the blue and the red. So to get, I mean, oh, wow, to get the full set of all 4, that is fantastic. I'm not much of a card collector, but I am a bit of a Star Wars collector, so this is more the Star Wars nerd in me than the card nerd. I'm going to have a hard time resisting opening them in this video. I'm obviously going to do a separate review for the Star Wars cards. I really want to start giving you my opinions, but all of that will be in the Star Wars review, where I will obviously compare all 4 decks. And then I also have another deck of cards that I ordered, and this was just purely because I was looking around the card-in website. I saw these, I had no idea what they were, but they were really eye-catching. The colours, the shine, just everything, I thought they were really, really good. So I might do a video on these as well, the Lady Moon playing cards. So there's my new deck display. I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. I think it really, really works. I just like having my decks accessible, and that's never been something I've done before. They've always been away in the cupboard. So now they're out, I can just grab them, review them, use them on camera, perform with them, whatever you do with playing cards. Spread jam on my toast. I don't do that, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. But now I want to do a mini Q&A, because a while ago on a community post I asked you guys to ask me questions, and today I have some answers. Not many, I'm just going to do a couple of questions. Originally it was going to be like a big Q&A video, but I went off the idea. I tried to film a big Q&A video and it just didn't quite work, so I want to pick out some questions and answer them here on camera, some of the really interesting ones that did get me thinking. All of these questions that I'm about to read were asked before anyone knew about the dystopian deck, so none of the questions are going to be about that deck, because if I asked afterwards then every question would just be about the deck. I will do probably a deck Q&A at some point, you know, if you have any questions specifically about cards and about the deck, then obviously I will answer those in a separate video. Today though, I just want to pick out some questions that sparked my interest. Is that the right expression? I think it is. Jennifer asks, after a trick, if a participant asks you, how did you do that, what is your answer? Everyone's experienced this, everyone's performed a trick and had a spectator say, how did you do that? And often I think it doesn't really need an answer. I think often it's sort of a rhetorical thing. It's an instinctive way of being impressed by something. If you see something impossible, your reaction is to want to go, how did you do that? However, sometimes they do genuinely come up to you and ask, how did you do that? And I think that is where it can be a bit tricky. There's a couple of ways of going about it. You can, if you want, say that it's a secret and you can't tell them, and you can also explain, I guess, that if you did tell them, they don't really want to know. They think they want to know, but if you told them, it would ruin it. Or, the way I do it often is give them a vague explanation that sort of lets them in a little bit. It lets them feel like they're knowing something that they shouldn't, but it still keeps the magic, because you're not explicitly revealing that trick. So if they say, how did you do that? You can say, well, it's a mixture of lots of things. It's a mixture of sleight of hand, misdirection, you know, control of attention, and I think that's a good enough explanation. If you sort of dip your toe in the world of magic and give them a vague overview of some methods, I think that often satisfies them and they go, all right, yeah, interesting, because they don't always think about it being to do with control of attention. They don't always think of it being a psychological thing. So I think that is my advice for that. Just let them behind the curtain a little bit. Like, you know, reveal a little bit of the secret so that they're satisfied and they feel like they're being told a secret. I think that's quite an exciting thing for a spectator. Justin says, you've told us about your worst performances. What about the best? What is your best or top 5 magic moments? Okay, oh, blimey, okay, I'm just going to have to go off the top of my head. I'm not thinking about this too much, I've not made a list. I can think of some. I did a trick for this guy, what was it? I think I made a card appear in his pocket, which I do sometimes. It's a folded up card, it appears in his pocket, so he reaches into his pocket, he takes out the card, and he doesn't even unfold it, he just throws the card in amazement, doesn't even have time to look if it's his card, he just trusts that it is. He throws it and just runs. he just runs away, like no screaming, no like vocal, he just takes it and he's like, I'm gone, I'm out of here. That was pretty funny. I've had a couple of runners actually. I've had someone run to the end of a garden and try and jump over the fence. Yeah, I don't know what it is about running, but some people just need to flee the situation, which is always quite funny. Thank you to everyone that asked questions once again, and make sure to set your alarms for September the 1st. The dystopian deck is coming soon. Kickstarter are just sort of reviewing it at the moment, which obviously they have to do, but once they've reviewed it, hopefully we are launching September the 1st, and then you can back the project and make the dystopian deck a reality. I just can't believe I'm releasing my own deck of cards. It is surreal to me. Thank you all so much for giving me the opportunity to even do this. I didn't say that in the announcement video nearly as much as I should have done. Just thank you, because without any YouTube audience, this deck wouldn't be happening. I wouldn't even attempt to do something like this. So thank you to everyone that has ever watched and liked and subscribed. All of that really does help me out, and I appreciate it a lot. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to click the thumbs up button down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you are new and you've made it to this point of the video, then I think you will like my channel, so make sure to stick around for future videos. I'll catch you in the next one.
Charlie! He shook it off. He shook it off.